quick video. I'm at my school right now. I just want to show you something because the state just came last week and decided what books were appropriate or inappropriate. So I'm going to figure out how to show you.
Inappropriate.
This is a book that's been deemed inappropriate. These are the boxes of books waiting to go out. Look how big this box is. I'm going to show you some of the titles.
Show them this one too. Black for Aviation.
Yep. We have 20th century writers. We have Buzzman in the Woods. American The Hauntist.
The Big Lie.
The Big Lie. Right, it's all about Judaism. Women of Nigeria. Hitler. El Salvador. These are just a few of the books that have been deemed inappropriate. Lewis and Clark. They're removing these books from our library. Jefferson Republic. I don't understand.
20th century writers.
Hate groups. So.
Kala Yabashim Yashai. Bashem HaRakakwadash. All praises and glory to Yahweh Bahasham. Yahweh Shai Bahasham HaRakakwadash. Double honors to our apostle elders, which rule Great Millstone Well. And Shalom to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. May you endure into the end. Shalom wa abab babal. Alright. So as this teacher is showing you, and it's on her video, it says they are trying to erase history again. Alright. And it says state said that these books are outdated. Alright. So what they're showing you is they're deleting history, all right? And they done this in the past. It's called iconoclasm, all right? Because they're gonna commit genocide. They're gonna kill a lot of people. The so-called white man is the they, and they are the devil the Bible speaks of. They are the red devil the Bible speaks of. They're not white. All right, and their plan is to come down with great wrath, knowing that they have but a short time. And part of that wrath, if you know history, all right, they commit genocide. They'll wipe out a certain people and then change history, just like the Greeks. The Greeks were originally Japheth, all right, Japhetic people, and they were so-called black people, not American Negro black, but they were heathen. And they were a so-called black nation. The so-called white man uses the name Aryan, all right, which were a group of so-called black people, all right. But the so-called white man, all right, will destroy a group of people and then take over their heritage, okay. They done this in the book of Maccabees. You can read about it, all right. The Greeks did this to the Israelites, as well as in the Dark Ages, in the change of the age to the Renaissance, the so-called white man started practicing iconoclasm.
The action of attacking or assertively rejecting cherished beliefs and institutions or established values and practices.
All right. So Esau Edom, the so-called white man, all right, the wicked that control the world, has deemed.
This is a quick video. I'm at my school right now. I just want to show you something because the state just came last week and decided what books were appropriate or inappropriate. So
there you go. Which I already played for you the video of what they took out of the school. It's about history, about the Negro and Latino and Native American Indian history, all right, in America, all right. And the reason why they're trying to do that is because they're about to eliminate the majority of the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians in genocide, all right. It's called Jacob's trouble in the Bible. Jacob are the Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, all right. And the devil, the so-called white man, once again is prophesied to come down with great wrath, knowing that he hath but a short time. All right, and as you can see on the screen, it says hashtag reprogramming attempt. Okay, which they're going to attempt to wipe the Israelite off the face of the earth. All right, it says in Psalms 83, verse 2, for lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. So the so-called white man is starting to acknowledge his hate for the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American Indian. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. All right, and that's what that is. They're removing history. It says, because they're going to rewrite it. All right, they're going to try to rewrite history. It says, they have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. All right, so Judah, the so-called American Negro, and the rest of the 12 tribes of Israel, they're going to try to kill us. It says, they have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. So they don't want nothing left of the Israelite. All right, even the ones that are going to be in their mind deemed okay, they're going to have to take a device, implant it in their body, which is an abomination, and that's how the devil is going to actually, have these Jake show their loyalty to the devil and his system. The devil being the so-called white man. The system is a beast system, which you would have to have a mark of the beast, which is an implantable microchip, which they're going to make mandatory for buying and selling. All right. And taking that device for an Israelite would be the condemnation, which will put you in that lake of fire, the nuclear destruction of America. It says, they have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent, they are confederate against thee. All right? The Edomites, starting with the so-called white men, and the rest of the nations, which you understand that all the nations are under the UN banner, and they all are in subjection to the European Union, which includes America, the whore that rides the beast. All right? And they're confederate against the Israelite. And now that he comes down with great wrath, knowing that he had but a short time, Revelation 12, verse 12, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil, the so-called white man, the wicked, is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. Now let's go into that word wrath. It says, wrath.
Thumas. Strong's G 2372. Thumas.
Which it says right there.
Thumas.
It says passion, angry, heat, anger, forthwith boiling up, soon subsiding again. It says in the second one, glow, adore, with the wine of passion, inflaming wine, which either drives the drinker mad or kills him with its strength. All right, so he's gonna pretty much drive himself into a violent fit against the Israelite, and it's gonna bring his destruction. Okay, because he's gonna try to sacrifice, he's gonna try to slaughter the Israelites. Let me get that. 2nd Ezra 15. It says 2nd Ezra 15. I believe it's 10. Behold, my people, which are the Israelites, the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American Indian, is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt. Just like America. How did they get America? They came in and they slaughtered the people on this land and then claimed it for themselves. Said this is the new image of this land, right? The so-called white man. They carved their faces into the mountains. They named the land after themselves. But what happened to the people that lived here? They destroyed the images. They literally killed them still, but then converted them into a different philosophy. See? It says, behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. See, but now they're going to literally just depopulate. They have no reason to convert you. They have robots. They have technology to serve them. So now they don't need the slave like they did in the past. So in their hearts, the so-called white man's wicked thinking is to eliminate the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American Indian. All right? So the Lord is going to fight for us, and he's going to slaughter the so-called white man. It says, behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter, which they're not warning nobody. They're not really telling you that they're doing this. They're doing it in secret. They're doing it behind closed doors. They're doing certain things to condemn our people to death, but they're blaming everybody else for it. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt. So the Lord's going to remove us, the hopeful elect, the remnant, and then the 2/3 are going to stay here and perish with the heathen. The heathen are going to die here by fire. It says, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm and smite Egypt with plagues as before. So this ain't talking about ancient Egypt. This is talking about spiritual Egypt, America, which itself proclaims that. Look at the dollar. All right, every bill of the money has been changed but the dollar. And the dollar holds a great seal of America and pyramids, which it has the all-seeing eye, which is, they say, the eye of Lucifer, which is pertaining to the elite of the so-called white man's race, which control the money and the system and the laws. All right? They're the wicked that rule the world, and they're going to be destroyed in their wickedness. It says, and will destroy all the land thereof. And that's why the Lord allowed this devil to create the missile, the nuclear missile, which is going to be used to destroy America after they make that device mandatory for buying and selling, the implantable microchip, and make it mandatory for buying and selling. All right? But this is iconoclasm, which is showing you it comes with genocide. All right, they're gonna commit genocide, which they're already doing, which they already started doing with that venom that they said that everybody had to take to beat the ABC 19. All right, let me get that. Here it says iconoclasm. See, iconoclasm is the social belief in the importance of the destruction of icons, which that's what you have in those books, and other images or monuments, most frequently for religious or political reasons. The religious is because we're the Hebrew Israelites, and it's being found out that they're the devil, the Bible. Job 9 verse 24, it says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, which is that so-called white race, which their ruling class is called the Illuminati or Luciferian people. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? See? This is the devil. This image is not biblical. It says Jesus is a Negro, not a white man. Jesus es negro, no blanco. All right, and you got the scriptures there, Revelation 1:13, Dan 10 verse 5, Jeremiah 14 verse 2, Isaiah 29:22, which you also get it in the book of Maccabees. All right, see right here, I'll get it right here. It says in First Maccabees, which this is dealing with the Greeks running over the Israelites, chapter 3, verse 48, and laid open the book of the law. So they took us over in slavery, and they took our Bible, our law, wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images, which they actually have images of this. All right. Let me see here. They went in there, they started setting up their images. That's why in Egypt, you had Serapis Christo. See the image? It was a dark image, all right, and they made it to a so-called white image. They whitewashed history. See, there's the image, right? There's the dark image, and then they put a so-called white image in place of it. It says in First Maccabees 3 verse 48, and laid open the book of the law, the Bible, wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? And in fact, they did that in the land of Israel. They put the bastard Edom in our land, all right? And they put us in slavery and said we were the Gentiles, all right? When in fact, we are the biblical Hebrew Israelites. See, the Renaissance, this is what happened in the Renaissance. But it didn't happen only in the Renaissance. It happened multiple times in history. This is the so-called white man and his fucking crime spree, all right, his murder spree in Taos. What's coming next is genocide on a whole nother level. Now, they already killed a bunch of Jake with the gun. They killed a bunch of Jake with the syringe. But now they're going to come down even worse, all right? Okay, which these are torture chambers. It says a torture chamber is a room where torture is inflicted. The medieval, which the medieval was dealing with the Dark Ages, but this is the end of the Dark Ages going into the Renaissance, the change of an age. So this is a change of an age in 2023, and they're going to come down with great wrath knowing that it's the end of the age of the so-called white man. All right, which is the most violent, vile beast on the earth. It says the medieval torture chamber was windowless and often built underground, was lit by a few candles, and was specifically designed to induce horror, dread, and despair to anyone but those possessing a strong mind and nerves of steel. It says an artist's depiction of a torture chamber of the Inquisition, ca. 1736. So this is the Renaissance. All right, this is what they were doing with that image of Caesar Borgia. If you didn't accept it, if you didn't go with the program, all right, that's what that word Inquisition means. Inquisition, it says a period of prolonged and intensive questioning or investigation.